Well, without any further ado, the man of the hour, the person you came here to see, I would like to introduce to you once again the 25th mayor of the city of Fresno, the Honorable Lee Brand.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people.
I came in here as all these people came here to hear me, and somebody said, no, this is a designated cooling center, so I'm kind of burst my ego. But I'm telling you really sincerely that when I go to these events like this, I had fundraisers when I have 1,000 people or 500 people that not only come to hear me, but they actually pay money to hear me. It's still overwhelming for me, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support. Last November, Fresno voters gave me the honor of serving as your mayor. Let me make it clear that I am truly humbled and honored to serve as your mayor. This is a city I grew up in, the city where I raised a family and built a business. This is a city that I love. Fresno is a city who gave me, made who I am, a grandson of Italian immigrants who needed a second chance after a troubled childhood on McKenzie Street, who used that opportunity to get a great education, started a business career that thrived for 40 years, employed hundreds of people, married a local girl, Trish Anderson, had 4 children and 4 grandchildren, who got to live his dream by serving the people of Fresno as both your council member and as a chief executive. I've been in office for about 170 days now. I'm still getting used to everybody calling me mayor. I said at my inauguration in January that being mayor wouldn't really sink in until I heard my voice greeting passengers at the Fresno airport. And a few weeks later, my wife and I heard it at the airport coming back from the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. And Trish turned to me and said, "That doesn't sound like you, Lee." I said, "It's a stunt mayor." There's actually only one person who didn't laugh at that. That was Trish. I know I'm not a great speaker, and you don't want to hear me sing. What I am is simply a humble person who never forgets where he came from, who's been blessed with God-given talents, and who has found his calling. What I lack in singing and public speaking, I make up with content and action. First, let me offer a few words of gratitude to my wife and my family. Thank you for your unwavering support and your love. Thank you again to Council President Clint Olivier for your kind words of introduction and being my colleague and my friend for the past 6 years. I also want to thank my colleagues and my friends on the Fresno City Council, Esmeralda Soria, Steve Brandow, Oliver Baines, Paul Capriolio, Luis Chavez, and Gary Bretterfield. Would you all please stand? It's been a privilege to serve alongside of you both as a council member and as a mayor for the past 8.5 years. Thank you for your willingness to make Fresno a better place to live. Please join me and give another round of applause. I would also like to thank Nathan Ali and the Greater Fresno Area Chamber of Commerce for giving me this platform. I would also like to acknowledge our department directors. It is an honor to serve alongside such dedicated and talented leaders. And I can't forget the more than 3,000 loyal and dedicated employees of the city of Fresno, from our police officers and firefighters, in the call center, and everywhere between. We have great people working to make Fresno a better city. I'm also grateful to have the exceptional group of people at City Hall who've chosen to join my team and provide clarity and competence to complete our mission of finding solutions for the people we serve. I want to take a special moment to recognize a very special person who has graciously agreed to stay an extra 6 to 12 months at the city. We know who we're talking about. City Manager Bruce Rudd is a gold standard for anyone who's ever entered public service. Over the past 41 years, Bruce has worked every role and handled every crisis. Whenever we needed somebody to step up, he led us through tough times, he stepped in. He's been the backbone for the City Hall, and we owe him more than I can possibly express. Bruce, would you please stand up and take thanks from a grateful city? Let's give him a big hand. I'm also proud of our next city manager, Wilma Kwan Schechter. She will officially become the city manager on July 10th. She's a city manager in waiting. She has broken the glass ceiling, becoming the first female city manager in Fresno's history. And if you listen carefully, you can still hear the echo of that glass breaking. Wilma, please take a bow. And finally, to everyone here at the Convention Center watching CMAX Government Channel and Facebook Live, thank you and good afternoon. We're here today to talk about Fresno's present and Fresno's future. In my inauguration, I said, we're all in this together now. The city of Fresno is moving forward as one. We have already made tremendous progress and strides down that long and challenging road. Look how far we've come together in just 6 months. We passed the Rental Housing Improvement Act, which we're now in the early stages of implementation. And this act will improve living conditions for thousands of people in our community with a sensible, reasonable plan of action. We established the Citizens Public Safety Advisory Board, a landmark group representing the full diversity of Fresno that will promote higher standards of service for our police department. We're in the process of hiring a new full-time local Office of Independent Review that will work hand in hand with this new board. And we brought our credit rating from Standard & Poor's from junk bond status 5 years ago to an A+ rating that will save ratepayers and taxpayers over $40 million over 22 years. We announced that Ulta Beauty and Amazon will build their new e-commerce fulfillment centers and bring up to 3,500 jobs to Fresno. And there's more good news to come. Thanks to our great relationship with Fresno and Central Unified Schools, we've opened local high schools pools for recreational use, offering more safe and supervised swimming options to our residents by utilizing existing facilities that are usually idle during the hot summer months. And thanks to the generosity of local business leaders like Lance Cashin and Company, Lyons Magnus, Cagley Environmental, Mid-Valley Disposal, Republic Services, and CH2M Hill, over $35,000 was raised for 700 free swim lessons with a goal that every child who wants to have swim lessons and wants to learn will learn how to swim. No more drownings. And I also want to thank Kaiser Permanente, who every year has given us $30,000 to open up the pools too. Thank you. We launched our new Fax 15 service on Cedar and Shaw Avenues, improving transit operations for Fresno State students and Fresno State staff, and upgraded our evening bus service to extend hours and shorten trip times. And tomorrow, God willing and the council willing, we're going to approve a $1.1 million budget that is sensible, balanced, and provides a roadmap to make Fresno a better, safer, more prosperous place to live, work, and play. Promises made, promises kept. How did we keep our promises? It's simple. It's a word that's the cornerstone of my administration. The word that shapes every conversation, every proposal, every innovation is called collaboration. Since the day I took office as mayor, I have stressed the importance of civic participation and collaboration in our city's future. There's an African proverb that says, if you go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. Collaboration is not a common thing, especially in government. It's unique that we're fortunate to have the right to have the, excuse me, things go too fast. We're fortunate to have the right people in the right place at the right time that are willing to embrace communications and teamwork, people who want to go far instead of going fast. And that's better slowed down. There's a tide of excitement in Fresno right now, built almost entirely around a group of community leaders finally working together in partnership to make Fresno a better city and make things happen. A perfect example of this unprecedented era of collaboration is the special joint meeting between the Fresno City Council and the Fresno County Board of Supervisors that was held a few months ago at City Hall. Pick it up. It was the first such meeting in over a decade discussing such major issues as public safety, animal control, and marijuana regulations. These joint meetings grew out of our monthly ad hoc meetings, which were created to develop a shared vision and shared solutions for the benefit of everybody who calls Fresno home. Thank you, Fresno County Board Chair Brian Pacheco, Supervisor Buddy Mendez, and your colleagues and staff for your willingness to listen, to roll up your sleeves, and to work together. The winners are the citizens we serve. Please stand and be recognized and be applauded. County Supervisors. Together, we're building a foundation for success. The state of the city is getting stronger with every passing day, and the world is taking notice, not just because of big retailers like Ulta or Amazon, but also from the underreported stories of local business that made the courageous decision to stay and grow in Fresno. These stories are just as important because they show that the source of our momentum is the passion, talent, and dreams of our people. Last month, I attended an event at JD Food, a leader in the food service industry, celebrating the opening of their $10.5 million expansion project in southeast Fresno. That included a 65,000 square foot food distribution and processing center that allows them to double their workforce. Mark Ford, the president of JD Foods, took the time during this event to thank the city for its help, saying, "We are grateful for the city of Fresno for their commitment to local business and their unwavering support throughout the development process." Mark, we are the grateful ones. You and your family exemplify what Fresno's greatness is all about. Core values that focus on integrity, compassion, and hard work and customer satisfaction. Please stand and accept our thanks. Let's give a big hand to Mark Ford. There's another family staying put in downtown Fresno after 72 years of selling luxury cars in the same location on Ventura Street. Just 3 weeks ago, Jim Heron and his family announced plans to build a new facility that will more than add a dozen people and triple the square footage of the place they've called home for 72 years. After seeing and experiencing firsthand the explosion of growth and investment in downtown Fresno, they made a conscious decision to stay downtown, and that needs to be recognized. Jim, please stand up so we can say thanks for your commitment to the city of Fresno. And I did own a Jaguar at one time. And Fulton Street is another great story. After a year of construction of adding street lights and trees, moving public art pieces to new location, I'm pleased to announce that the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Fulton Street Restoration Project will take place at the corner of Fulton and Mariposa in a few months. We want the entire city to show and help us. I don't need it anyway. There we go. To help us celebrate this historic event, it's going to be a weekend to remember. And it starts with a parade on Fulton Street with me and former Mayor Ashley Swearingen. And Ashley, I'm driving the car. I want to thank the Downtown Fresno Partnership for being a terrific community partner in the planning efforts for the Fulton Street opening weekend. And thanks to former CEO Aaron Blair and interim CEO Craig Sharton. The Fulton Street project is symbolic of the tremendous effort to build the bridge from downtown Fresno's historic past to its exciting future that looks brighter than ever, thanks to the hard work and vision of people here gathered here today. Downtown has a new energy that is bringing new blood and new ideas to the city of Fresno. Bitwise is blowing the doors off the tech industry, and the Grizzlies are making national news with their innovative marketing ideas. The entrepreneurs at the heart of downtown Fresno's revival have one thing in common. They used a powerful formula for success that combines specific, well-defined, and achievable results, and a strategy that provides a proven path to accomplishments. In other words, goal plus plan plus execution equals success. Or you could call it spizzer inctum. No, it's not a medical term. In fact, it means ambition to succeed. And it's the favorite word of Fresno's newest star, our national spelling bee champion, Ananya Vinay. Ananya is here today with her family after a whirlwind TV appearance that included many talk show appearances, ringing the bell on Wall Street on the New York Exchange, and a limo ride to Oakland to watch her favorite team and my favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, win the NBA championship. Ananya is back home, ready to enjoy the summer before starting school at Granite Ridge. Ananya, will you please stand up and give her another hand of applause? Terrific. I asked her how much she had to study for the spelling bee because English is a terrible language phonetically. She said she spends at least 2 hours every day to memorize thousands of words. I couldn't even get halfway close. Again, thank you, Ananya. We must recognize that the ambition to succeed, we must change the narrative that has defined Fresno for too many years, that includes generational poverty, high unemployment, and high crime. And my vision for Fresno is economic prosperity, improved public safety, improving the quality of life, and uniting our community. And the cornerstone of this vision is economic development. That is why I'm proposing a 10-year plan to prosperity, a plan that will ultimately bring 10,000 new jobs to the city of Fresno by the year 2027. That's the goal, and I've set the bar very high. And the strategy focuses on developing approximately 1,000 acres of industrial property in the reverse triangle between Highway 99 and Highway 41, including building out the infrastructure to make the land shovel-ready. The goal is to make Fresno the e-commerce capital of the West Coast. You can imagine what 10,000 new jobs will do for the city of Fresno. In fact, we estimate that the increased need for retail, service, and other jobs will bring them, with a multiplier effect, will double that number to 20,000. And it's not a pipe dream or some far-fetched fantasy. It's already happening. Just 2 days ago, we joined executives from Amazon at a groundbreaking for their newest e-commerce fulfillment center. Amazon is finally here, and Fresno is on the map for e-commerce. It's a multi-million-dollar project that will build out an 850,000 square foot fulfillment center with the potential of 2,500 jobs. Earlier this year, Ulta Beauty, which is only about a quarter mile away from Amazon, has already started construction on their fulfillment center. That's another 1,000 jobs. You combine that with the potential of the high-speed rail heavy maintenance facility being located in Fresno, and that's 1,500 jobs. And you can see we're looking at 5,000 new jobs right off the bat. We're halfway to our goal. And I'm excited to see where our 10-year plan will take us. The possibility of sustainable single-digit unemployment is finally within our grasp. The city that's been perpetually double-digit, high in poverty, we're changing that narrative. Those 20,000 new jobs also mean an estimated $10 to $20 million per year more in tax revenue by the year 2027. The revenue increase, coupled with the dramatic decreases in the general fund debt service during that same time, will provide the funding necessary to fulfill our commitment to our residents. This is the game changer and the fulfillment of my vision for Fresno. This will forever change that narrative to community-wide prosperity. And my blueprint for creating those new jobs is the Economic Expansion Act that I wrote last year with the help of former Mayor Ashley Swearingen. This act provides for economic incentives to bring in new business and to expand existing business. It also embraces career technical education that will help us expand and improve our workforce. That means collaboration with local educational leaders. I've already honored Dr. Joseph Castro and Fresno State University for their partnership with the city. But I also want to acknowledge the tremendous efforts by our community colleges to provide the resources and align their educational strategy with Fresno's employment needs. Both Dr. Carol Goldsmith, president of Fresno City College, and Dr. Lori Bennett, president of Clovis Community College, are updating their curriculum and inspiring their students to stretch their life goals to embrace a 21st century education. Their efforts are important to our continued efforts, and thanks to their visionary attitude, our future looks brighter than ever. Give them a hand. Not all of the news in Fresno has been good. Fresno has experienced our fair share of sorrow and heartache. But it's also shown the great resiliency of our citizens. We are not defined by an isolated act of violence. For every day, there are thousands of acts of goodwill and compassion by our residents. We have the power to shape our future in our favor, starting with an increased investment in public safety. This year, we're adding 21 new additional sworn police personnel, increasing the staffing level to 825, the highest level since 2010. We're also expanding the ShotSpotter technology coverage from 6 to 9 square miles. And we know it works, and it probably saved lives on that fateful morning in April. The increased coverage means we can speed up our response times to crucial areas of Fresno and get police officers out to the scene faster. We are fortunate. We have a new funding for a police substation in southeast Fresno, and the good part about it is being paid all cash, no more long-term debt for the general fund. Collaboration and teamwork. Andrew Carnegie once said, "It's the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results." Without collaboration, we could have never accomplished so much in just a few short months. And without collaboration, we cannot hope to face the challenges of the future. In these divided times, one fact remains true. We must work together and focus on solving local problems. I invite you to join me in the spirit of collaboration so that Fresno becomes the beacon of unity and the trailblazer of teamwork where common people attain uncommon results. We are a city that believes every single person deserves a chance to thrive. And when we stand together, there is nothing we cannot achieve. It's like Dr. Martin Luther King once said, we all may have come here on different ships, but we're all in the same boat right now. I believe in Fresno. I believe in you. I'm asking you to believe in me and my vision for the city of Fresno. Thank you for the privilege of being your mayor. God bless you, and God bless the great city of Fresno.